If you take any teaching, the teaching that's coming to me in this moment says, I could see peace instead of what I believe that I'm seeing right now. You can repeat this to someone else, even while you're thinking that they are annoying you. Then the teaching means nothing. But if you are recognizing that there is an annoyance within you, that is when you give yourself the medicine. That is when that communication through your body system, whether it shows up as a thought or it shows up as a communication through the body, that's the moment of living the teaching, the gift, the truth. In that moment, the gift is, I could see peace instead of this. I'm saying yes to peace. I'm making something up. Because the communication of the body through the emotional body or the physical body is relaying to me that I believe something is upsetting me. And there's no truth here. It's not possible. I am never upset because of what I think is happening. I am upset because I believe that something is happening that is truly not there. I am believing in an illusion in this moment, and I am saying yes to healing. I'm saying yes. I want to remember the truth of love in this moment. And I want to remember that it is not ever God's will for me to suffer. There is no suffering in God, in love. But can you bring yourself to whatever teaching it is and live it? That's your willingness. That's your yes. There is no one. It has nothing to do with intelligence. It has nothing to do with spiritual advancement or character structures or anything else that cannot hear the voice of love if you still yourself to hear it. There is no one who is bereft of that divine connection, because that divine connection is who you are. There is no one who is incapable of really hearing the voice of love. If you want to. Now you would think, well, I'm not aware of the evidence. I am not aware of any voices that are speaking to me. I'm not aware of the connection. In any moment, you can hear the voice of love. But if your evidence is telling you you can't, and you have decided you can't, then you won't. If you affirm, I don't hear the voice of love, then you won't. So what is the key to hearing the voice of love? The key is the stillness. The stillness in a moment, in this moment. Is the stillness where the ego goes? No. The stillness is a choice. Is it comfortable at first? No. Everything in you screams, I want my familiar. I want this mind running, and I want to be thinking, and I want to be figuring out, and I want to be entertained. The entertainment is the addiction. The entertainment is the familiar. Even the entertainment of pain and suffering. And nobody would think, oh, why would anybody want to believe that entertainment includes pain and suffering? Who would choose that? But you choose it because it's what you know. You choose it because you've convinced yourself that it's normal, that it's natural. Not recognizing that the belief in pain and suffering keeps you distracted. It's part of the defense system. It says no to love. It says no. And it says yes to I know. The first time that I heard the teaching and received the teaching that the fear was the great rebellion, I was shook to my core. Fear had been my ally. Fear had been my identity. It's what life was all about, was fear. And fear comes in 1,000 different forms. It comes in concern, it comes in anger, it comes in resentment, it comes in control, it comes in 1,000 different ways. But fear was, I had given myself to fear hook, line, and sinker, and yet hated it, of course, at the same time, thinking that someday I would magically figure out what was at the root of the fear. And here was a master saying to me that fear was just rebellion, that it was saying no to love, no to God. How could this be? Could I have enough humility to trust this master? Yes, I could. I became a student. I became the happy learner in a way, sometimes kicking and screaming. But I became a learner of this teaching because it kept now showing up in dozens of teachings everywhere. Because why would this master be saying this as a joke? As a ploy to trip me up? No. I had to start putting my faith, my trust in the masters that were sent to me. I had to. Because I was, like all of humanity, I was in a squeeze place. Nothing had worked. Nothing in life had ever worked. And I had somehow moved in a new direction that somehow a light said, start trusting the masters that are sent to you. You will recognize them. You will feel that connection. Listen to it. And trust the teachings. Don't argue with the teachings. Don't try to work around it or minimize it or put it aside, accept it, invite it, see it for what it is. Every teaching that is offered to you, doesn't matter what form it comes through, is a gift from God. It's the bread you've been waiting for. It's the water to quench your thirst from walking in the desert. It's not a relationship of, oh, maybe, yeah, maybe not, maybe yes, or I'll take a look at it and see if I agree with it. That's the insanity. I'm going to see if I agree with the teaching. What part of this insanity that I believed in was going to agree with the teaching? And what difference does it make if I agreed with it or not, when all of this was already insane? What was now being offered was life, was the way. And why would I possibly consider whether I agreed with it or not? I didn't know anything.